Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can most likely tell, I did upgrade my camera quality. So I'm super excited to have better quality. You will have to bear with me as I learn all the bells and whistles and, you know, everything about this new camera. But let's just jump right into the video. So today I'm coming at you guys with an Ulta haul. So I went 2 separate times, so I'm gonna do it in category of each time I went. So the first time that I went, I only picked up a couple of things, but they were a little bit more expensive. So let's jump in. The first thing that I grabbed was the Born This Way foundation. Oh, let's see if it'll focus. And I grabbed it in the shade Swan. This is just the one that I've been wanting for a really long time. I had a sample of it. I absolutely loved it. And then to go with it, I grabbed the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, the really big jumbo size. And I got this again in the same shade Swan. They seem to match each other pretty well. They seem to match each other pretty dang well, so I picked up these two to try them out. Moving forward, so I ended up repurchasing the Gimme Brow. The one that I had was about 2 or 3 years old, so I repurchased it in the shade 3, the same one that I had last time. I ended up giving my mom my old brush, so I ended up getting another one. This is the e.l.f. blending foundation brush. I think it used to be called the Selfie Ready brush or something like that, but I gave her my old one, so I just picked up a new one. The other thing that I picked out was the Double Entendre from Colourpop. And I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but if not, that's what the shades look like. Really gorgeous in my opinion. So I picked this one out, and then my boyfriend did surprise me for like Valentine's Day / birthday with the Soft Glam from ABH. This is one that I've been wanting. This is one that I've been wanting for a really, really long time, and I was just never able to get my hands on it. So he surprised me with this one at the checkout, and I thought it was really sweet, but that's what it looks like if you guys haven't seen it. And that was pretty much everything I got the first trip that I went to. The only thing that I got from Marshalls that I will include in this is the Too Faced Do You Fresh Glow Translucent Powder. And I got mine in this shade here. So that's the only thing that I got that was not in Ulta, but I wanted to include it because it was makeup related. The second time that I went, my Ulta is moving location, so they had a huge clearance sale on a lot of different stuff. So I picked up a couple things that were on clearance, then I picked some other things up as well. One of the first things I grabbed, this was the Revolution Pro. I think you can only get this at Ulta, so I'm thinking about returning one of these because I want to mainly use things on my channel that you guys can get in drugstores if it's going to be a drugstore tutorial. I know not everyone has an Ulta near them or at their disposal, or some of them don't, or some people don't want to order online just because they can't see it and they can't swatch it and stuff. But I did end up getting this one. And then I did end up getting this one that I showed you guys. So I may or may not end up returning them, just so that you guys are able to pick up anything that I purchased. Like I said, if you don't have an Ulta near you or whatever the case may be. The second thing that I got, I'm pretty sure you can find anywhere because it's e.l.f. Cosmetics, but I picked up. This is the e.l.f. 18 Hit Wonder. So this is the next one. I was using e.l.f. whenever I first started into makeup when the quality was still decent but not that great. So I'm interested in trying the formulation of these now because I haven't used them in a while. Plus if it's any different from the shades that I've used because it's in a big palette. So this one is the e.l.f. the New Classics. So those are just the two that I picked up. These were $14 each, which is a little bit pricey, but it's not horrible. The Revolution Pro was the same, about $14, $15. Like I said, I may or may not return those. The next thing that I ended up picking up was the Magic Mini by Juvia's Place. I really wanted to try some of Juvia's Place's palettes. I've never tried them, so this is my first one. Shout out to some of the lower end brands or the affordable brands that put the bubble wrap in them. I think that's a genius move and a lot of companies should start doing it. I know a lot of high-end companies that don't, so shout out to them. And if you haven't seen the palette, I will give you guys a sneak peek. So that is what this one looks like. This retailed for $25. So for an affordable brand, I would say it's a little bit pricey, but not horrible. So I did try to stick with affordable or drugstore makeup for this part of the haul. I don't have too much and I really wanted to focus more on that. The other palette I got, this was the 35 Eye Icy Fantasy from Morphe. So I do own a couple of Morphe palettes. 1, 2, 3, 4 to be exact. So this is my 5th one. I really like the 35 shades or the 35 pan palettes. I feel like for $25 getting that many shades is a pretty good deal. So I ended up getting this one. Again, they bubble wrap, which I really enjoy. So this is what the front of it looks like. The only thing that I don't like about Morphe's eyeshadows is I really wish that they would put the shade names. There we go. I really wish they'd put the shade names on the inside of the palette. I'm going to take off the stickers that has all the shade names on it just for the purpose of showing you guys. So I really wish they would start putting the shade names on the actual palette. But I don't have a lot of these cool tones in this color and I want to incorporate some more color into my look. So I picked this one up. These are more pastel colors and I feel like these scream like springtime, like a springtime glam kind of look. But this one was also $25. So like I said, a little bit, which way does this go? It's just gonna stay like that for a moment. So again, I do feel like $25 is a little bit pricey, but it's also for the more affordable brands and not necessarily drugstore. I don't believe you can find Morphe in Walmart, Target, CVS, Walgreens, any place like that. I think Morphe is strictly like online and through Ulta Beauty. So moving forward to some of the other palettes that I got were some more Colourpop. I have 2 of their palettes, so I picked up a lot of them just to really test out the brand. I got I think this is the You're a Cutie palette, and I got it for $18. And the shades in here, I know they came out with a Valentine's Day palette, but to me, I feel like this can also be a really beautiful Valentine's Day look as well. I feel like Valentine's Day does not need to be all pinks and reds. I feel like I could incorporate some of these purple tones in there. So I'm really excited to try this one out. And then from the same like collection, I got the Lippy Trio. And I got this one for $10.35. And in this, it comes with a primer, the matte lipstick, and then the lip liner. So the primer, and I'm pretty sure it's just it's just like a clear primer. So it came with the primer, it came with the Colourpop Lippy Stick in Aftershock. This is my first time using or trying them. So that's what that shade looks like. And then the lip liner is the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in the shade Shot Clock. And that's what it looks like. So I've never tried any of the lip products or cheek products before. That's why I picked these two sets up mainly. The next one I got was the Super Shock Cheek Duo for $14. I know they say that these are exclusive, but if you go onto Colourpop's website, you can find them at least individually and buy them individually if you really love them that much. So let me see here. I need a little package. So the cheek or the blush is in the shade Prenup. So that's what it looks like. It looks like it's going to be a lot darker, but the little area that I did swatch at some point was not as dark. And then the highlighter is in Forget Me Not. And this is what this one looks like. And so I've never tried either of their cheek or lip products, so I'm really excited. I think one video that I am going to do is an entire look using the entire collection and all the products that I do own. So moving forward, the only other things that I got that were not eyeshadow palettes was the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Tinted Moisturizer. I did get mine in the shade Fair 2W. It seems like they dried down pretty dark. Like it seems like they dried down darker than what they actually come in. So I ended up getting this one in Fair 2W and hoping that matches me. And then I ended up just getting two concealers because I couldn't tell which one would be my shade. So I got the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer in Fair 10N and Fair 05W. So these are the two that I picked up. And these are the shades. So hopefully one of these will match for me, and hopefully the foundation or the tinted moisturizer will work as well. So we'll see. And then the last things that I got were the Colourpop liquid liners. I got one in the shade Ducky, which is meant to be like this pink kind of a shade. The next one I got is in the shade Graceland, which is meant to be like a white liner. And these are all felt tip as well. The next one is in, or the last one is in the Hills, which is meant to be like an emerald kind of a green color. And so that is the last one that I picked up. The last two palettes also from Colourpop, I ended up getting the Sweet Talk pressed palette, the Sweet Talk pressed powder. So the last one I ended up picking up was this Sweet Talk palette. I thought the tones in this one were also really, really pretty. I like how they all come with the plastic over them, but let me remove it so I can show you. And then the last one I picked up was the Truly Madly Deeply This one was the only one that was a little bit more expensive. I think this one was $23 while the other were around the $18 mark. I will double check and I'll put the prices up on the screen if need be. So the last Colourpop palette that I picked up was the Truly Madly Deeply palette. This one was $23 while the other two, or the other ones I got, were for about $18. But this one, this is what this one looks like. I also feel like this is a gorgeous palette as well. So taking a very quick break from showing you guys the haul, I just want to quickly say, I feel like, and please comment down below letting me know what your thoughts are, but I feel like the drugstore has really upped their prices. I think it's different whenever you get more affordable makeup versus actual true drugstore makeup. But even as far as like the drugstore e.l.f., these being $14 each, I feel like that's a little bit pricey. And then also there was one palette that was inside Ulta on the drugstore or affordable side that was NYX or NYX, and it was a palette for $35. And I couldn't wrap that around my head. I feel like at that point, if you're gonna go into the drugstore or even Ulta on the more affordable side, and if you're willing to spend $35 for a drugstore palette, at that point, just save a little bit more money or dish out the extra $5, $10, $15 and go and get a more higher end palette. Is that just me, or are you guys feeling the same way? Like, they've really upped their prices. Now, I don't know if that's because their quality has upgraded and so they have to spend more money in order to produce the items at a better quality, so they have to charge a little bit more, or I'm not sure, but I definitely feel like the drugstore has upped their prices a good amount. So now that I got all that out of the way, I will go into the actual like things that I got that my store was having sales on, and I had to grab the receipt so that I could tell you the prices because they are not the same. So the one thing that I got, I did pick up the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Liner. And this is in the, I want to say the Awake Super Bright shade. And so one sticker says $4.99 and the other says $5.99. I did get it for $4.99. And so it's just like a, like flesh colored liner that you can put easily in the waterline. So I picked up this one. The other thing that I picked up, these are the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils. I have two of them already. These were on sale for $4.50, but because they were doing like a 75% off, I ended up getting these. So these were on sale for $4.50. I ended up getting these for $1.12. So I picked those up. Those were a really good price. I'm pretty sure that's only because my store is moving locations, and so they had like a huge sale on everything. So this was in the shade Cashmere. Yeah, so this is in the shade Cashmere. And then the other one I got was in the shade Strawberry Milk. So I was super excited about those. And the other thing that I got, this was raved about, and this is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. I've never tried it before. I got it in the shade Fair Porcelain, and it says it was $11.99, but this ended up being and coming to $3 when she rung it up. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have tried this. I have not. So I picked it up to finally try it, and I'm super excited that I got it for that price. The other couple things that I got, this is the Maybelline The City Mini Palette. And it was originally retailing for $10. I ended up getting this for $2.50. So another really awesome deal. And something else that I'm super excited about. I ended up getting the new Hello Halo Blush Lighter Duo from Wet n Wild. And I did pay full price on this. This was about I want to say like $6.50. Yeah, so this was $6.50, but still pretty affordable, pretty cheap. So I picked that up. And then they had the Mega Glow highlighting powder, but they had it in Golden Flower Crown, one that I did not own. I couldn't see the sticker on it, so I wasn't even sure how much it was going to be. So it ended up being $1.50, and I was so excited to finally try this shade. And I was so excited to try this shade for $1.50. So that was the second thing. The other 4 items are also from Wet n Wild. I believe the sticker's covering it up, but I think it's their jelly pops. Their jelly eyeshadow pops. But this one said that it was $5, and it ended up being $1.37, and it's in the shade Just Rust Me. And that's what the shade looks like. The second one that I picked up, also for $1.37, is in the shade Dirty Martini. So this one also came up for $1.37 when it was rung up. And then the other 2 are the Wet n Wild Mega Liner Liquid Eyeliners. And I got one in dark brown and then electric purple. So I ended up getting these both for just $1 each. And like I said, that's only because my store is moving locations, and so they had a sale. But that is about it, you guys. I am so excited to start making more videos with new quality and with all this new stuff that I ended up getting. So I hope you guys stick around, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.